Hey everyone, I'm Ingrid.
Hello folks, I'm Rick Meekins.
Join us for the next half hour on Epiphany Off the Cuff, where we will discuss what's going on in the entrepreneur community.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 10 of Epiphany Off the Cuff. We're going to talk today to some wonderful entrepreneurs and members of the Epiphany team. I'm really excited to see everyone here. We have Stephanie, we have Mariana, we have Hazel, and of course we have Ingrid. How's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you, Reed?
Excellent.
Awesome. So glad we can do this. This is our last episode of the year. So we've been doing this for obviously 10 episodes.
Wow.
And we're ending the year. We are going to round into 2021 with a new set of episodes next year. I'm excited. How about you guys?
I'm excited too.
Well, today what we're going to do, since we have a bunch of people on the calls, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a round robin, just talk a little bit about, what we've seen through the year from our different perspectives and talk about what we expect to see in the upcoming year. So, Ingrid, did you have anything that you wanted to add before we get started?
Oh, yeah, sure. I am really it's unbelievable. We are here in the episode 10. This started just being okay, let's do it. It's an exercise. We need to be ourselves and just talk about what we like to do and what we do every day, right? So I am really, really amazed. I am really excited. I'm happy. I'm happy about seeing what we have done and what we are about to do. I mean, it's really amazing, and I am really grateful that you have this idea, Rick. Because in this way we can join our team and also share with the audience, because sometimes people, it's not easy to see the people that are with us, So this is a really, really nice space that we can do that and just share what we do.
Awesome. I love it. Yes, that is so true, Ingrid. It's been amazing. I mean, it's been really cool. It's like a little idea and it blows it up into something big. And I don't know if you guys knew, but we are now on iHeart as well as Pandora, iTunes, and a bunch of other places. This was wow, this was out of the blue, and so excited that so many more people across the country and potentially across the world can hear us. So without further ado, unless you want to jump into something else, Ingrid, take it away.
Great. Well, I think every year, we start okay, let's recap. What did I do this year and what am I going to do? That we do that from the personal perspective, family, couples, company, of course. And for us, that we run different areas from the area perspective in terms of business as well. So I think this is a great moment to just do a quick recap on what were our lessons or our learnings from this special year. I would say that this upcoming year, 2021, is also going to be special because there's a before and after. Right? In our whole life, in every individual in this world, it's going to have a before and after. So I think that this is a great moment to do that. If we can, for example, Rick, what you said, if we can just share our perspective, we think different, right? Of course. Well, for example, I know you guys know that Hazel is in the Philippines. We are in Colombia. Well, Stephanie now is also in the USA. Rick is USA. We have different environments as well. So let's just share, right, what have been our lessons, our learnings from this big year. Mariana, why don't you start, please?
Well, one of the lessons I learned, one of the things that I realized this year was that I think this is overrated, but there's no excuses at all. What happened to me in my personal experience, what happened was that I was working a lot in January, February, but things were not going as good as I wanted to. But when COVID-19 started, things started getting better at professional wise. Many of the clients that I had before that didn't maybe cancel the plan I having with them or the community management I was working on, they start coming back. so they started looking like as a necessity of, hey, we need social media. I need a e-commerce website. So for me, it was like the best. It's kind of weird, but it was the best time for me to start growing up as an entrepreneur, because I try to take all the things that my clients need and start like working with them and showing that we need social media, that we need an e-commerce, that we need to be in the digital world. So for me, COVID-19 or like all the pandemic situation worked a lot, like in a positive way, in professional wise. So I say that there's no excuses, because when you want to start working on something, if you want to be successful in professional way, there's like even no a pandemic that will make you like sit down and wait for the solution or wait for the best time. There's like no best time for you to start like working hard. So I think that COVID-19 was like the best time for me to start growing up professionally. And for 2021, I want to start growing a little bit more and keep growing all my clients with all the work, and having maybe somebody to start working with me and start growing up my professional work. So yeah, that's my experience.
That's great. Thank you for that. Yeah, you do community management, right? Just
yes.
To make our listeners sure. So from your perspective, that's like completely natural, right? Like all the businesses, even like personal, let's say professionals, are worried about personal brands as well, right? So I guess that you had a lot of work right now, leading with the social media accounts and everything. That's great. What about you, Hazel? From the process perspective, you work as a project manager. You're like this tons of overwork, or let's say workload. Is sometimes it's overwhelming. You make like a really, really, really awesome job with us in the company. So how has been that experience for you?
Well, this 2021, I have appreciated, especially in Epiphany, how important it is to have an inclusive and fun, team environment culture. And that is a very important as far as motivation for the team members, because knowing that your employers, their clients are invested in your personal growth, and that knowing that you're not stuck at a dead end job, and your other team members are also supporting you as well. It gives you motivation to do your best at your job, and the compensation is just like icing on the cake. So that's my biggest learning this year. And for 2021, that process of fostering team unity and cooperation, it really pays off in the long run. It really does, especially in remote.
Thank you. That's great. How do you handle, because especially you, for example, and yes, that also works with us in the project management area. How do you, how is that daily life for you guys that has to interact with us that are really different cultures, different languages, type of languages, let's say, because we all speak English, but it's still different. So you have people in Colombia, you have people in Philippines, India. How is that experience for you in the daily?
It's actually quite fun, because each of us have different backgrounds, different cultures, and we have various kinds of experiences to bring on the table. And building on that, even though we have like independent goals per project, when we're brought together, we are like a system with one mission objective, and that makes us very transformational, and that makes our ideas also be very different and exclusive for our clients.
Exactly. Rick, do you want to add something to that, or to that difference of cultures and how that also works for you? Because I know that you also have to interact with everyone in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I really enjoy working with the team and really learning about the different cultures. And we've done a decent job, in learning about different holidays and celebrations. And so we become more of what you might call like a global organization. I think we had people on 4 different continents. And so there was always something that was different going on, different types of conversation. Of course, looking at it from a work perspective, I mean, there was always, something happening. We would go to bed and wake up in the morning, and, whether it was, one of our digital transformation projects, the programmers worked all night. And, for us, which was, obviously during the day for them, suddenly it's like, this big, beautiful thing was created, or, whatever. And it's, we've seen like different teams producing different types of work and just showing, expertise and, absolute brilliance. I mean, with the goal of, building a company, helping entrepreneurs build extraordinary companies, and, just seeing what we do in response to that, I feel blessed. I really appreciate the interconnectedness, but the difference in cultures and what everybody brings from their different worlds.
That's great. Yeah, it's true. I should say, I mean, this is off the cuff, right? So sometimes for me it's hard, for it's for the specific accents, because I do have an accent, but sometimes it's hard for me to understand other accents. Because, for example, if I hear from an American person or UK, I can understand perfectly the English native person, but when it's someone else like me, sometimes it's hard. That's like the challenge part of it. I don't know if it happens to you.
Yeah.
But that has happened as well.
Yeah, it's happened. Sometimes you have to slow down a little bit, and it's like, what was that?
Say it again.
But it's good because it forces you to grow. It forces your mind to grow, to just take in, information a little bit differently. But no less, no less valuable. I mean, I really do love it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and sometimes the way we articulate ideas or the way we want to express is completely different. So yeah, that has to be
totally. That's so true. That's so true. Sometimes like you want to say something and it didn't in your mind is totally different one, and you're like, dude, how I say that? Please, mind, give me a break. Please help me. And that happened a lot for me. Like when I used to study in Savannah, I remember that even though I wasn't a bilingual school all my life, when I went to study there, the first days I didn't understand anything. Really? anything. I was like in class, I was like in shock.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah, because everything changed. The slangs, different words, how they speak, everything changes. So I like to work with many people around the world, because how Hazel said, it's really inclusive. You can know like different dynamics of work, and you learn a lot from that. So I love that.
Yeah. That's true. What about you, Stephanie? What have been your lessons and learning from this 2020?
A lot of learning. This 2020 has been really special, but at the same time challenging for me, and I think for everybody. But I feel blessed because I have had a lot of growth as well. The first part of the year was very challenging. I had a lot of learnings. I have an experience that was very, very interesting, because I just can say now that all of that was just for my growth. And the other part of the year, I have been learning a lot as well. Here in Epiphany, I feel that we have an excellent team. that we work together all the time, and that's special because we all like have the same objective and the same goal for the company, and it's the look all the time for the growth of our clients, and that's awesome.
That's great.
For the 21, I just want to start the year like the way I'm ending this 2020. I feel so grateful as well because obviously all of the things that are happening right now in the world is about the COVID, about the virus. I'm well, my family is well, our health is well. So I hope that everything in the 2021 continues like that in all my areas. So
that's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, you're one of the new. Exactly, you're one of the new members of the team. You have like 3 months almost.
No, almost 2.
Wow.
2?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I'm new too. I'm new too. I'm a baby.
A newbie.
A baby.
Mari, you have more. You have like about 4?
Since September.
Wow, it seems longer.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cool, crush it. Ingrid, yeah. So what's your big story? So you've had a big year. I mean, what's going on? What's happened for you in 2020, and what are you looking forward to in 2021?
Well, I think, there's a lot of different areas. I think it was an awesome year for me, actually. I am so sorry when I say that because, there's a lot of people that is in a bad situation right now. But I think like from the company and from myself, like perspective, it was a really, really nice year. It was a bit challenging because I started like to work, like, I don't know, like, how many 14 hours a day, 15, I don't know how many, but a lot of hours a day, like on September last month. So when the COVID hit, I was like maintaining that or even more. So I was like, because you were at home. So maybe I added, for example, on the weekends I used to rest, but then on COVID, we were like Saturdays and Sundays, like typing all day on the computer. So it was really challenging, but I was like enjoying it. I was really enjoying everything. And also I had the time like to get better habits from my workout and exercise at home. I mean, it was like a completely getting to another level perspective for myself, from professional, integral, like body, soul, everything, in a holistic way. So that was like a really, really nice experience for me. Now, let's say, I mean, all of that is not that beautiful, and roses, everything. The bad side of that is that right now, let me tell you, like, this is a confession. Right now, I'm suffering like headaches like every day. I am trying to find out why. I don't know if it is a screen. Well, actually, the guys that I started study as well. So that rhythm is, it's really high. So like on weekends, I study on the noons and nights, evenings, I study. So I don't know what it is, but, it's like the heat, the pandemic, the quarantine and everything, all the rhythm that I had. It's like if I am like accelerated, So right now I'm like, okay, let's continue doing what I need to do. Let's continue with the goals. Let's see how can I still, keep working, but let's slow it down because, I mean, that would make me get sick or something. So I'm trying to do that. So it's like, this is like my really, really personal view. But yeah, I mean, in overall it has been completely learning curve. From the professional and the company side, I would like to say that it has been interesting because it's like we started having more clients, right? And we started to produce and work more for more clients. And at the same time, we were trying to, how do you say, like keep iterating or keep refining our internal processes. Because when you're in a growth curve or in that growth stage, it's hard because even though you thought you had your process established, I mean, still they have to adapt because you have more clients, you have more people, you have more team members. Exactly. So it's like, okay, we have all organized. Yeah, we do, but we need to fix, we need to adapt, we need to. So that was challenging. I think we are already in that stage. We are in the growth. But I think at the end it's really positive. I mean,
that's interesting what you said, because one day I don't know who said it. I don't remember, but somebody told me when you are all like comfortable with your work, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you are not like all the time like, we need more people or we need more this, and I can't handle everything with my hands, that's a good sign, you know? So that's a good thing that Eepiphanni, like the work is doing. Like we need more people, it means that we're doing a good job and we have more clients. Yep. So every time when I feel like, for example, when I feel that I'm like, okay, I have a lot of time, what's going on? And I can handle more things. When I feel that I'm like overwhelmed, I think, okay, I'm doing good. I'm having a lot of work. But when I feel that I'm really like with free time, I'm like, okay, this is something, there's something wrong, or I need to, yeah, it's kind of scary. So that's a good thing, as like having like a lot of work. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's it. That's, as I was saying, like months earlier, I was saying, Rick, like that's the type of problem that we want.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, that's the type of problem we need. Exactly. Totally.
The best thing about having a remote team is that we can have an agile workforce. We can be very flexible in terms of handling this kind of growth things, right?
Yeah, that's been critical. Yeah, I'm certain we wouldn't be able to do what we do without operating that way and being able to get great people on board. Whenever we had that need.
And also, Rick, how do you do it? Like, how do you make it from the leadership perspective? You're the leader of this company. How do you make it to not freak out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I like, sometimes I wake up, I say like, how Rick can handle so many people, how it's not like freaking out.
Exactly. Sometimes I'm scared. I'm gonna go to a meeting and Rick is gonna be, like
yeah. And I don't know. I admire like you handle, well, what I seen that you handle like tough situations or maybe rough problems in a calm way. So give us an advice, because sometimes I think I'm gonna have like a heart attack sometimes. Yeah.
And each client has the way to do the thing. So
give us your advice.
It's sorry. You're gonna say like, yeah, I do freak out, but you're not seeing it.
Internally screaming.
Well, I wish I could say I was perfect, but everybody has their issue. But what the great thing about this company is, I've had the privilege of being able to surround myself with great people, and if I didn't have a good team to be able to say, hey, you know what are we doing with this? What's going on with that? And be able to roll some of the, I don't want to say responsibility, but kind of spread some of the problem solving around, to people that do care and that are committed and do capture the vision. It would be harder. I'm certain I couldn't handle it. I'm certain that, it takes a team vision, a shared vision to move the company forward. I remember, a year ago, when it was, much smaller, and it was, I think we were 7 people, and, it was easy to have my hands on everything, and able to, approve everything, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not like that anymore. and you come in, it's just like, okay, what just happened, and I don't know, but I know that I can rely on people. And it's not, I think one thing that I really try to focus on is if I sit here and I just start blaming and pointing fingers and that sort of thing, it doesn't fix the problem. The problem is still there. But if we say, okay, let's figure out, the best solution. What can we do? Okay, team, let's get together. Let's talk through this. Let's figure out what happened, and let's figure out how to move forward with it. Let's figure out how to take care of our clients. Then everybody's game on. It's like, okay, what, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. And, whatever frustration or disappointment or whatever I might have had, is gone because the team is in there. And that's not me as a leader. That's you guys. That's the team saying, hey, let's get this done. Let's do the right thing. And it makes my job enjoyable. I mean, I guess it was last week, I was saying to somebody, I was like, I love my job. And it's because of you guys. It's because of a great team. I couldn't do it. I couldn't love it without you guys loving doing what you do.
Thank you so much for that, Rick. Yeah, we do appreciate you. We do appreciate all the way that you you don't yell at us. You come together. And you come, the team together. And yes, I think for 2021, I think we all of us said that we share that vision of keep growing, keep the way we are, keep heading north, keep heading there. And from our team perspective, I think, the global type of approach, that's what's going to drive us. We want to keep being global. We want to keep expanding, our support to more clients in the different locations that we are at, and also team members, to grow our teams.
Absolutely.
Drake, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. The idea. I mean, there's the idea of globalization. If you want to call it that, but it's. I think for us, it's much more complex and much more inclusive when we look at our model and we look at the impact that we make. As an organization, being able to serve, not just people in the United States, but being able to serve people in other countries as well. I mean, we've got to be agile. We've got to be able to build and deliver. But, I look at it from the individual perspective as well. I know that I've grown a lot, over the past year. It was really interesting. In the beginning of 2021, we hit March and, suddenly we're on lockdown, we're on pandemic. And, there are people that are looking at me like, what are we going to do? And I had to, and other leaders that I've worked with have had that same conversation. What are we going to do? Their teams are asking them what they're going to do. And, it was a time to really step up. It was really an opportunity where, leadership gets tested because there's no rule book. There's no, hey, this is what you do when a pandemic's going to happen. This is what you do when you're working with a global team. This is what you do when you need to expand and people are afraid, So it was really a time for me to grow and develop, as a person. And, in growing and developing, I had to learn to accept things that I wasn't used to. It's like one thing when you have a smaller team, it's like I make all the decisions or I make a majority of the decisions. Sure, I take input, but it's at the end of the day, it's my decision. But as the company grows, I can't make all those decisions. And I remember saying, Ingrid, just figure it out, just do it, just let me know what happened, and everything turns out well. Everything turns out great. And so, as I look at 2021, I really look at, how we're going to grow, not just as a corporation, but, how we grow individually. It is my hope, is my prayer that, everyone on the team is able to continue to develop themselves professionally, and if anybody decides, hey, you know what, I want to do my own thing in whatever way, they're leaving the company much better, much more educated with different perspectives than they were when they got here. And that's okay. That's great. If we look at our company as with the mission of educating, equipping, and inspiring people to pursue extraordinary goals, who are we to stop anyone from doing that? it's our job to help people grow. And that's what's exciting. That's what excites us. That's what gets me out of bed every day. It can't just be about me. It can't just be about the money. It can't just be about the footprint. It's got to be about, making an impact for everybody that we touch. So that's what I'm looking for 2021.
Awesome.
Great. Yeah. Thank you for that.
For sure.
Anything that you guys want to add before we have to say goodbye?
Yeah, something that Rick said that is really interesting, and it's so true. That when you are the one that has like I'm not gonna say like the power, but like you are the one that start like building up the entrepreneur or your business, it's really hard for you to start delegating your work, and like, okay, so this person is gonna start, for example, designing the things that I used to design before, or it's gonna speak with the client that I used to speak before. It's really, really difficult. But I think when you start delegating, it's when things gets going like smoother and faster and like more positive. I think that many of the businesses get stuck because the owner is like afraid to start delegating things. And I think that happens a lot on when the owner hasn't it's like start delegating and the business get like stuck and there's like no process on that. So I think that's a success in every business, start delegating.
Absolutely.
And I just want to add that I think that our clients are like the heart of the company. And I think that all of the team have that so clear. And we work every day thinking that they really need us to grow. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
So I think that's very, very important, because we, all the team, we are all day in the same page. And we have that's so clear. So that's awesome.
And well, building on that, delegating tasks to your team members, many people who have a hard time delegating work, usually what they're afraid of is underperformance from other team members. And you can't really avoid that in any team. But
totally,
you can also give pointers to make improvements, because underperformance, most of the time it has two causes. It's either a skill issue or a will issue. If it's a skill issue, then you can work around that by providing trainings, providing workshops, investing. But if it's a will issue, then we have motivational. We have in our team in Epiphany, we have our own leadership coach who provide workshops for us. So that's one thing that differentiates us from other team, and that's why we work so well together.
For sure. Absolutely. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, definitely. And that's also something that will come for 2021. I mean, we started doing these workshops, and we want the results is that we want to improve, ourselves, and have real metrics and everything that improve ourselves, and then how our position and how do we provide our service to the company and to our clients. So yeah, that definitely comes for the next year.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, guys, we run out of time. We really, really thank you for accepting this and having this time to record our podcast. I want to thank Rick, Hazel, and everyone that is in the team that is not here that makes this possible. This was an amazing experience that is just the base of what's coming and the growing that is coming. I really want to thank you guys and enjoy, your holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Also, I want to say thank you for the opportunity I have. This has been a really, really great experience as a professional, as a friendship. I have made a lot of good things in this process with Epiphany. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
I agree with Mariana. This opportunity for me has been amazing.
Sometimes I want to freak out, but that's part of the process. It's part of the process.
We have some days that we are, but no, this is a really, really amazing opportunity. And I really, really appreciate it. And I really love to work with you guys, with all the Epiphany team.
Awesome. We absolutely love working with you too. We love, we have a wonderful team. Guys, again, thank you so much for being here, for taking a little bit of time. Listeners, thank you so much for taking 45 minutes to listen with us on our episode 10. This is our last episode of the year, so we wish everybody a happy new year, happy holidays, and we will see you next year.
And don't forget to follow us on our socials.
All right. Also at Aepiphanni, all over the place. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, everyone, thanks for listening to the show. We hope that you've enjoyed it.
We would love to hear your feedback or review. If you loved it, drop us a line. Let us know what business topics are on your mind. We'll make sure to talk about it in an upcoming episode.
If you have any questions or you would like to be featured on the show, message us on social. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Epiphany. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks again for listening. We look forward to seeing you next time on Epiphany Off the Cuff.